Justin.
Hi.
It's good to see you. I'm Nicole.
Hi.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about why you're here today?
Yeah, sure. So I have a fear of deep water, and that prevents me from, well, it doesn't prevent me, but it makes it hard to enjoy water activities with my friends. And there are other water activities that I am interested in but haven't been able to attempt because of my fear. The fear started when I was a kid, a young teenager. I was doing Boy Scouts, and I was participating towards a merit badge, a swimming merit badge. And in order to complete this merit badge, you have to do a series of tasks to include lifting a heavy weight from the bottom of the lake. Well, I was trying to lift one of these weights after having lifted so many before, and my foot got wrapped around something. I don't know what it was, but I couldn't swim up to the surface. And I panicked, I dropped the weight, and I was struggling, and I couldn't get free, and somebody had to swim down and help me. I couldn't save myself. And so since then, I've just been terrified of deep water. I can swim, I can go swimming, deep water's rough.
No, it sounds really scary. So it sounds, if I get this right, you were a teenager, you said?
A young teenager, like 13.
Okay, young teenager, you were with Boy Scouts, working towards a merit badge, and you had a task where you had to go swim down to the bottom of the water and pick up a weight, bring it back up.
Right.
And when you're down there, something wrapped around your foot, and you couldn't get free, and so somebody had to come in and help you get free and come back up. Okay, yeah, that sounds really scary.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe kind of the feeling when you have that feeling?
Well, I feel like I'm drowning already. I feel like I'm stuck. I'm heavy. I feel like I'm being compressed on all sides, and I'm suffocating. I get really short of breath, and I just have to get out of the water, take a minute before I can resume having fun, basically, and that sucks.
Okay. So, yeah, it's really interesting. So I'm wondering how. I guess it sounds like it got really big for you because of this incident.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, if we were to give a name to that feeling that you have when you look at deep water,
okay.
Let's think about how you experience it. Let's try to give it a name.
Yeah. Well, how about like heavy darkness? Because I feel heavy, and I look down, and it's just dark and empty.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll refer to that feeling, that fear feeling, whenever it comes up for you. That's the heavy darkness is coming. Okay. So, what is it about the heavy darkness that affects you so much nowadays?
As an adult, it prevents me from, or at least creates an obstacle for me to overcome before I can fully enjoy this water activity. And there are other activities that I want to do, like scuba diving, that I can't do. I'm too scared to try. And so it's just obstacles, and I have to tell my friends no,
So it's kind of getting in the way of you participating in other activities that you might be interested in, but can't bring yourself to kind of do it for the fear of this heavy darkness.
Right.
Okay. So have you had any ideas about what you might do to combat it?
Yeah. Well, I could try scuba diving and just try to push past that fear. And I thought that might be a way that I might be able to overcome it, because it involves a lot of training before you get there, and there's equipment involved to help you survive in deep water. And scuba divers, when they go, they're never alone. So there's always going to be somebody there, a buddy system, to look out for each other in case an emergency happens. And so with the training and the equipment and the buddy system, I can get down to these dark depths and see the bottom for myself again, and see that there's nothing there to grab a hold of me.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe scuba diving could help clear out some of that fear that you have of the unknown or something.
Right.
Okay, so let's also think about, if you were to not have this problem, what would it look like?
Well, I'd be able to enjoy activities with my friends with no fear. So I just would feel like free. I'd feel liberated to just enjoy these activities without something holding me back, psychological fear holding me back. I feel more free to try new tasks, water tasks, like surfing or scuba diving.
Okay. So let's also think about, are there any times in your life when you don't have this feeling?
No, it's pretty persistent. I have to overcome it all the time. Anytime I'm going to do anything water related, I have to overcome it.
Okay. It sounds like you do still do some water activities though.
Right. Yeah.
So is the heavy darkness, it's still there?
In varying degrees, yeah. Yeah. So I have to try to ignore it, or tell myself something to overcome it. And just like suck it up. You're having fun. It's nothing's gonna happen. You're fine. But it's still persistent. Like I kind of have to just swallow it down.
So it's still there. You just have to kind of push past it.
Right. Try to ignore it.
So let's imagine that you are with your friends and you're, I don't know, on a boat maybe. You've had that heavy darkness came. You've pushed past it. Now what? What's it feeling like?
Well, now I feel like I'm on cloud nine. Like I'm not tied down to something, or held back from something. So
let's think about, okay, you're with your friends.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing together? How are you feeling?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're having so much fun that it's just this is like where I always want to be. We're fishing, or we're floating down the river, or we're jumping off of high rocks into the river, or I'm surfing if I tried that. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I just interrupted you a minute, but so you mentioned the word cloud nine. So
Yeah.
if we were to give a name to something that's kind of the opposite of your heavy darkness, would that maybe be an appropriate name for that?
I think so. Yeah.
The cloud nine feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that because it's like the opposite of heavy darkness. I'm up high and having fun.
So that's something that you'd maybe like to work towards having.
Yeah.
As you approach water.
Yeah.
It's having this cloud nine feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So how could we kind of expand this thought process that you have, beyond the heavy darkness? Like, how can we use that to expand the story, have a different perspective on the water? What can we do to maybe think that through, have that cloud nine feeling all the time?
Well, I think I need to reconsider why I'm so afraid of the deep water. Like consider the fact that I'm an adult now. I'm a better swimmer now. When I was a kid, I panicked and but now I can look down at my foot and untangle whatever wrapped around it. Like I have more skill and I'm an adult now. So that was an isolated incident. I haven't had any incidents like that happen before. And should something like that happen before again, like I can handle it because I'm an adult.
Yeah, so it sounds like maybe this cloud nine is the reminder of I'm competent, I know what I'm doing, I can untie myself, I can help myself if I get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I know what water is now.
I'm out with friends, they can help me if I for some reason can't.
That sounds like a good goal to work towards.
Yeah, I agree.